Hello and welcome to another edition of Tech Planet with Sammy Line. Merry Christmas and prosperous New Year in advance. Today I'll be delving into the stories that is making the rounds about Very Dark Man, the very popular social activist that is making the rounds. That is bank accounts, his NGO website and account were hacked or was hacked. I want to put some tech perspective into this story and validate or somehow analyze it. Is it possible? What are the possibilities around this kind of stories? And we're going to ask some questions. And there has been stories, some conspiracy theories. Some persons are in doubt as to whether it can happen, and others are saying it can't be. How come these two things can happen simultaneously? I'm going to play a video of a guy that analyzed it in his own way and said this could be a prank, and he believes that that is a prank. So watch the video.
Hello, people just they bombard me. Come out, come and talk. Say VDM talk say they don't hack the NGO account. I say wait, now they send me the video. For me, I believe say this one where VDM they talk so na December fool or prank. Maybe just a prank now. No, there are so many people that be attacking VDM lately about you chop money for account, I believe say you just want to prank them. Because it is not possible. How do I mean? One, the website does not have any connection with the bank. No connection. It's like you have money in your bank, anything where you enter, you go to use hand, the right hand for paper. Okay, person pay 100 naira, you use hand right hand. Person pay 200 naira, you use hand right hand. The website, na the same way. Now the phone, they send the message, and they try to explain am to a layman. They send the message to the website and the phone. It doesn't have any connection with the account. Okay? While they talk about the website, they say the message where Very Dark Man talk, he talk say he doesn't know website account. If there is anything like hacking, it doesn't have anything to do with that website. The website no be the bank website. Now just website where you create by yourself. They are not linked with the bank. Bank no get hand. As far as the money is concerned, now the bank where you the bank with, now them get infrastructure to secure the money. You no concern VDM, no concern anybody. Now the bank where the money dey, and they secure your money. Okay? 3. The amount where they transfer, so is there no transfer limit? Is there no limit? Is it unlimited transfer? Is there nothing like approval?
All right, you've gotten from this guy that believes that Very Dark Man's story is not true and it's like a prank. Now, let's hear from the Very Dark Man himself as to what's really played out, his own explanation. That's a short video on what Very Dark Man said happened. And I'll come back and give this to analysis of the guy that did this analysis and the Very Dark Man and my take on this very story.
All right, so I'm at the airport. I'll be honest with you guys. For the past few days, I have not been myself. I am here with Officer Joe, and we are going to Jos. The NGO money. Somebody hacked into the NGO website, and I don't know how they did it. And 180 million naira is missing. So, but we have, thank God, we have tracked the person, and we are on our way to Jos. And then they've arrested one, so that's why I'm even saying it now. I am excited. And an account has been put on PNB. So the account now has 20 million. 160 million has been diverted to another account. So We are currently going there to see how I'll get the money back. You understand? So I just want to update you people. I even had to shut down the app and put it on maintenance so that people will not really see what's going on. But let me just come out clean and tell everyone.
Now, what is my take? Listen to Very Dark Man and listening to other guys and conspiracy theories here and there. What is my take? Now, let's look at this from the perspective of technology and tech. Can his account be hacked? Yes, that is possible. There is every possibility that Very Dark Man's NGO account can be hacked. Yes, it can happen. Now, that is not to say I'm castigating the bank, that the bank is not secured or whatever. That could be a lot of lapses here and there that could happen as to why that act can happen. Number one, let's ask the question, is it the only signatory to the account? If it's the only signatory to the account, it makes it 100% easy and possible for him to be hacked in less than 1 minute. Yes, that is very possible. Now, the question is, question number one, is he the only signatory, sole signatory to the account? If he's the sole signatory to that account, then that makes it very easy and very possible for that to happen without much questioning. Number two, is there no layer of authorization? Because what happens with most corporations and other accounts like that, what happens with organizations like that, there must be an initializer and authorizer, those kind of stuff. So if he's the only one that can initialize it and also authorize it, then it's possible. That also it is. Okay, it's also possible. Then number two, if any phone or any gadget, any device that is associated with him is the one that does the authorization, maybe use another phone to do the initialization and authorization, two phones maybe from his own hand, then that is also possible. It could easily be done. All right. Now let's ask the other question. If this account has an authorizer different from the person that is going to initialize the transaction for it to be approved, then it makes it a little bit more difficult. I'm not saying it's not possible. Okay, please listen. I'm talking from the part of tech. So if is the one that is someone is the one triggering it, initiating it, another person has to authorize for that transaction to go through, then it makes it a little bit difficult. If they are not in the same place, they're not using the same IP addresses, and they are not using the same device, it makes it a little bit difficult. It's going to take a longer time. All right, then in that kind of situation, what happens? If that is the possibility, then how can that be? In that case, the story shifts from Very Dark Man and it goes directly to the infrastructure of the bank. That can be an internal hack that can happen without the authorization of the client, of the customer. That happens with the infrastructure of the bank. Someone chooses to hack a particular account and it doesn't need to penetrate it through, penetrate the account through the customer's end. It goes through the bank's back end. Now, so number three, we're looking at the banking infrastructure. This possibility is that this account could be hacked from the bank's admin backend, okay, from the bank's admin backend. This has nothing to do with the Very Dark Man, okay. Now, the story also could be very technical stuff around it, that someone could hack the initialization from one path and authorize from the backend. That could also happen, okay, by passing one from the backend, authorizing from one device that they probably have access to, okay, then authorizing it from the backend. That is also possible. All right. Now, I'm not saying these two things cannot happen, but its devices being compromised. Its devices can be compromised, that someone could have access to The one authorizing and the one initializing, it can also happen from the back end. Those two things can be bypassed. Okay, that is not but it makes it a little bit difficult. But the question is,
the money we're talking about is about 180 million naira, which is like $100,000. Now, with this kind of sophisticated hacking, who wants to go through this painstaking hacking technology just for $110,000? I'm not saying that is no money, that is a lot of money, but the infrastructure and the corporation it will take to hack through the banking infrastructure and the time it will take and all the rest, who is willing to go through this pain for 110,000?
Breaking the customer's codes, okay, by bypassing all the security checks like authorization, authenticator, all those stuff, token authorization, all of those stuff, by bypassing all of that. This whole thing could have been used for things, accounts that should have $500,000, $1 million. So let's look at it from that part. Then, number 3, let's look at the part of very dark man saying is going to Jaws and they've arrested one fellow and the rest. Now, what I'm simply saying is we live in times where technology has gone nuclear, and there are levels of people's unknown to them. People are not very careful. Okay, people are not very careful in handling their finances, their passwords. Okay, I've seen very funny situations where guys use a lot of funny things in generating passwords that are not actually passwords. And the banking infrastructure, let me be the devil's advocate here now. Are banks in Nigeria, okay, are they solid enough to warrant, are they solid enough to resist this level of hack? Yes, they are solid in some form, and most of them are not solid in another form. Now, the banks have been very porous in recent times because of this jackpot syndrome. A lot of ICT guys have left the banking jobs and they've gone. Now, what could eventually happen with this? Number, from the part of the bank, the problem with most banks is that their systems are porous because of internal sabotage and not being able to provide the needed stuffs around the ICT infrastructure. Now, things are growing on the day. Things are fast, and the speed at which tech is growing, most technology-driven systems are not upgrading their softwares and their systems in that same pace. You'll be shocked to know that some banks would have systems that are outdated 1 year ago and they think they are solid. No, in 1 year, a lot of things have happened. In short, let me tell you this: in every 3 months, every infrastructure you have is no more top notch. Everything you have is no more top notch. So companies like Facebook, Google, and all of these big tech companies, they are upgrading on daily basis. So what do these guys do? But most of this, what does this companies here do? They just put up something and in 6 months they launch it and they say, wow, they've done something fantastic. Whereas before they're even launching it, it's already old. So not having enough guys that should be manning these things is a big problem. And because of the jackpot syndrome, most guys are feeling agitated that they are not happy, and they could decide to sabotage your system. Okay, one injection can cost the bank millions and millions of dollars. Okay, most of the acts that happen internally within the banks, they don't even come out to tell us. They don't even say it because of the fear that people will panic, because of the fear that a lot of things are going to happen. Okay, in recent times, we all know what has been happening around our banks. Most of our new generation banks, old generation banks, they've been having some big challenges in tech and in upgrading their systems. There are some of them that have to shut down operations, some set up operations for hours, for days, in trying to cope up with latest upgrades and the rest. Now, those are things that could generate a lot of problems. And the monies they are losing, they're not coming to tell the general public because it's going to have a lot of effect, negative effects, so they don't tell us. Now, could this really happen? Can they hack Very Dark Man's website and his bank account all on the same day? Yes, it can happen. Yes, it can happen. Now, someone can sit down and know the traffic that is coming to that site, and probably people are willing to make donations from the website. Okay, in that case, they don't need to go through the bank anymore. All they need to do is update the bank account of the website. I've not visited the website before. I'm saying that it's possible that they can update the website, hack the website, update the website. If the site has donors, especially in this Yuletide season when people are willing to donate and give back to society, okay, so they could feel that, okay, within this amount, within this period, people will be willing to donate to some prominent NGOs, some prominent people's foundations. So guys could be willing to do that. So what they would simply do is come to the website and update bank accounts of the website and create accounts that are similar to the name you see on the website. Probably they will create an account that is having the same name. If you're not careful, there could be a difference between A and B, C or D. They could create an account, lookalike accounts of that nature, and put on the website. The owner of the website probably wouldn't be an IT person that will be checking his accounts every day. Okay, as a site administrator, I've seen that happen most of the times. I see my Bitcoin wallet updated on my website, okay, and another Bitcoin wallet is fixed. Now, once that happens, if I'm not careful, if I'm not tech savvy to be checking this from time to time, and this happens, and probably they've sent this message to 50,000 people for soliciting for funds that they want to visit this place or the other place, and guys are sending $1,000, $5,000, $10,000. Imagine 1,000 people sending $10,000. I mean, sending 10,000 naira. I'm not talking about dollars now. 10,000 naira. 1,000 people sending 10,000 naira. That is how much. That's a lot of money. Imagine 4,000 people sending 10,000 naira to VDM's accounts in the name that they are trying to promote his NGO. That is possible. In that case, they've not touched his bank account, but indirectly, they've affected the company, they've affected the NGO, that monies have been sent to his NGO, but he is not receiving it. His NGO is not receiving it. There has been a pseudo account that is bearing probably the same name with his NGO in another bank, or probably the same bank that is doing the same thing. And in that case, VDM will say, wow, I've just seen this happen. And he will call it an hack, that they've hacked his account, because probably he doesn't understand those terms. But in this case, if this happens, his website has been hacked. So we should be able to differentiate his website being hacked and his bank account being hacked. Okay. Then if the website is having some API connections that they could do payments like that automatically without needing to call him or without needing to do bank transfer, they could change the API, okay, change the API, put their own APIs. When you make payments, you will get received as if it's coming from VDM's website, whereas it's going to their own account, and you are getting the receipt that yes, you've made a donation to VDM. It's possible. So these are the possibilities that are abound. Now, I'm not taking off the fact that it could also be a prank. Anything is possible with these social media guys. Anything is possible. At the same time, I'm not saying he just wants to make this a prank. Okay, it's also possible it's a prank, but I'm saying it is possible that VDM account could be hacked. It is also possible his website alone could be hacked, and these diversions can happen without people hacking into his bank account. Then I'm also saying that it's also possible that it could happen with the banks, because our banks need to update. They need to update. All right, they need to update. They need to stand up and update. Thank God for the CBN that is coming up with recapitalization policies, and I think they should also drive for them to upgrade their banking tech infrastructure. This is the much I think we can go for today. I think this has been it's been a nice time talking to you. Please, if you've not liked our channel, please like and subscribe to our channel. I want you to subscribe to our channel because this is the only way you can encourage us and have us to put in more content to help people have more knowledge and information to stay safe online and all the rest. Thank you very much for listening. Please give us a thumbs up and share this video if you like it, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in advance. Have a beautiful day.